when does it make sense for me to refinance? Do I need to drop one whole percentage point to make it make sense? Let's have a conversation about that. So there is a lot of misinformation and, just people explaining things that I think that they don't do a very good job explaining them. I think that so often people give these rules to make it easier to explain to people, but they're not telling the full picture. So I wanted to take an opportunity to give out the full picture. So as a lot of people know, interest rates are starting to drop. And so with that drop, we have a lot of questions surrounding, does it make sense to refinance? Should I be looking to refinance? And so I wanted to make a video really quickly to talk a little bit about when it might make sense to refinance and how you can kind of figure this out. And so first of all, it's super important to remember that there is not a specific number that will ensure that it makes sense for you to refinance or not. It's not if I can drop 0.25%, a half, 1 whole percentage point, something like this, when it will make sense. So let me explain to you why I say that and how you should be able to kind of start framing up and, maybe have a conversation with an expert who can kind of give you a little bit better information on this. Okay. So number one, there's a few big factors when it comes to looking to refinance, and let's talk about what those are. So the first big factor is how big is your loan? Because understand that if you have a $100,000 mortgage loan versus a $700,000 mortgage loan, the amount of savings that you can get off of a small or a large percentage is astronomically different. Okay. And so understand that if you only have a very small loan, you are likely going to need to get a much larger percentage change in your interest rate to make it make sense for you to look to refinance. Versely, if you have a very large mortgage loan, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 more, then you can actually not change your interest rate very much, and it may make sense for you to look to refinance. And so why is this? Number one, it's the math, right? Because if we take a 0.25% off of a $500,000 a month loan, we could be talking about hundreds of dollars a month, thousands and thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. We're talking about $100,000 loan. It might make only $20, $30, maybe not even that much, right? It might not make very much sense. Okay. The other factor is that when you look to do a loan, you are going to encounter something called closing cost. For those of you watching this video, I assume that you probably have already gone through the mortgage process. And if you remember, there was a document at the end called a closing disclosure, and it broke out all the different fees you had to pay in order to get that loan. Okay. Things like title insurance, you might have had origination fees, credit report, appraisal, all these kind of things that you had that were, that you had to pay for when you got the loan in the first place. When you do a refinance, you still have fees like this. Now, the fees like this could be a lot less because you might be getting a discount on some fees, for instance, title insurance. So if you haven't held your loan out for very long, right? If you haven't had it for that much amount of time, then you are likely going to get a substantial discount on your title insurance. What is substantial? That depends heavily on your state, how long it's been, if there's any state laws surrounding how much discount, like in the state of Texas where I am, there is a very mandated amount that they have to discount the title policy based on how long it's been. And so, you might get some discounts like that.
Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this message from our sponsors.
Imagine having the power to control your financial destiny, no matter where you start. Welcome to the Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform, where financial education is tailored to your unique journey. We cover everything you need, from basic budgeting and saving strategies to advanced investing and retirement planning. Learn at your own pace with lessons that match your level of experience. Whether you're a beginner or looking to enhance your financial knowledge, join our community of learners and benefit from shared insights and expert guidance. The Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform equips you with the skills and confidence to take charge of your financial future. Ready to master your finances? Enroll in our courses today at the Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform. Start your path to financial independence now.
Visit us at fms.tips and fms.college for more information.
Hello and welcome to PBJ Mortgage, where your home ownership dreams become reality. Today, we want to share why choosing PBJ Mortgage is the right choice for your home financing needs. At PBJ Mortgage, We're built on a foundation of values that drive us every day. Our commitment to educate, empathize, and empower our clients sets us apart in the mortgage industry. Our clients are at the heart of everything we do, and their success stories speak volumes. With years of experience, our team possesses in-depth knowledge of the mortgage programs, ensuring you receive expert guidance and the best possible rates. We offer a diverse range of loan options to suit your unique needs, including conventional, FHA, VA, and more. No matter your situation, we've got a solution. At PBJ Mortgage, we pride ourselves on providing personalized service. Our dedicated loan officers are here to guide you every step of the way, making the process as smooth as making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We understand that time is of the essence, which is why we've streamlined our processes for efficiency and convenience. Transparency and clear communication are paramount. You'll always know where you stand throughout your mortgage journey. Reach out to us today to set up a call to discover your options. If you're ready to make your home ownership dreams a reality, contact PBJ Mortgage today. Let us empower you during this exciting journey. Phone number 4-693-733-107 www.pbjteam.com. Visit our website or give us a call to get started. We look forward to helping you secure your future home. PBJ Mortgage, where home begins.
Thanks for your patience.
You might also be able to get some credits towards these closing costs, right? So sometimes the mortgage company can allow you to take a slightly higher than current market interest rate, and they can actually take care of some of those closing costs for you. Okay. And the reason that the closing costs matter so much, because you're saying to yourself, well, do I have to pay them out of pocket, Jax? No, you actually don't. In most cases, you're rolling them back into the loan amount itself. Okay. And so a lot of people and a lot of like those flyers you get in the mail that like are selling you on trying to refinance and they're making it look all bright and shiny. What they're not telling you is that cost is getting rolled in the back end of your loan. And you're saying, well, why do I care? Well, you might not care right now when you're going ahead and you're taking out the loan, but I tell you when you will care. You're going to care when you need to remove some money out maybe to do a home improvement project and those closing costs you paid are eating into your equity. You're going to care if you have to go ahead and sell the house because again, the closing costs increase that loan balance and decrease the amount of equity that you held, right, in that house, the amount of money that you could have received when you sold it. And so all of these things are going to factor in to the overall refinance calculation, okay? And so there is something we call break-even point in our industry, and it means how much savings you're getting a month, how much cost it's costing you to do the loan, and you take that cost and you divide by the amount of money you're saving, and that gives you an amount of months that it takes to break even on the cost. Okay. And this is where having an expert in your corner is going to super help because what we are going to do is we're going to look and see what the general break even point is. And if it's not a reasonable window of time, then we're likely going to tell you it doesn't make sense to refinance. We have told plenty of our customers this over the course of time. In fact, if you right now want to email ops at pbjteam.com and you want to send us a copy of your mortgage statement, we will actually review it for you and we will take a look and see if it makes sense for you right now. Does it make sense for you to look to refinance? We do that for each and every one of our customers because our aim is not to put them in a negative position. We want them to be in a good position, right? We want refinancing to make sense for them. And so what I laugh about is a lot of financial experts are going to tell you, well, if you can't save 1% on your mortgage interest rate, then it absolutely does not make sense for you to refinance. And frankly, that's bullshit. It is not true. There is plenty of times when I have saved people 1/4 or 1/2% on interest rate, and it made huge sense for them. right? And so you can't necessarily quantify that way. The other thing that I will tell you is oftentimes when people don't need the savings monthly, a lot of times when we do a refinance, we can actually look to shorten down the amount of time you have to pay. So we can take you from a 30-year loan to a 20 or a 15 maybe, and keep your payment pretty close to the same. And so this is why it's so important not to put this big bright line rule that, oh, well, we have to have this much savings to make refinancing make sense. It is just simply not true. Okay. And the true best way to make sure that it's going to make sense for you and your family is number one, don't get caught up by this bait and switch game that all of these advertisements that flow in your mailbox or email are selling you, right? Have a real conversation with a real expert that you trust, somebody that's in your corner. If you liked the person who did your loan initially, then maybe that person. If not, myself and my team would be happy to help. I mean, we're not doing a loan for you just to do a loan. That is not the aim here. We are simply looking to make sure that we put you in the best financial position that you can possibly be in. Right. And so just kind of understand and keep that under your hat when you are considering it, because you're going to start seeing advertisements like gangbusters. Anytime we take any little drop in mortgage interest rate, all of the scummy lenders come out of the woodwork and they're going to convince you that you need to refinance. I mean, heck, even your servicer might be that little bit scummy lender. You're going to get 8 million emails about, whatever. And what they're really trying to do here is just make the phone ring. They're trying to make the phone ring to see if it makes sense or whatever. Well, guess what? You can absolutely do that with any expert. Any of us are going to help you. We tell our customers all the time, if you're getting those kind of emails, things in the mail, and you're like, hey, is this really true? Can I really do this? Does it make sense for me? Go ahead, call up that mortgage expert. They're going to help you figure it out and determine if it is going to make sense for you. So I just wanted to kind of lay out there, as refinancing is going to become a huge thing here in the next few months as interest rates, we believe, are going to continue to decline. And I wanted to address it because it is so important. And it's so important to not get scammed and to not be wasting money where you don't need to be wasting money, but also not missing out on savings where you could have had savings because you're convinced that you have to have an exact certain percentage, right, of savings. And so that's going to be what I'm going to say about that. Make sure that you are reaching out to an expert. You can either send your mortgage statement to ops@pbjteam.com if you'd like, or you can go ahead and book a call. Just pick our brains, pick my team and my brains. We will be happy to help you figure out exactly where you're at right now and if it makes sense for you to go ahead and move forward with the refinance. And we'd love to help you with that.